The one strategy that I keep going back to is the 3-bar strike. It just gives me really, really good results. And I always seem to come out profitable after each and every session that I do inside a pocket option. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Now, so this is what it looks like. It's when you have 3 candles of the same color. So in this example, we have candle number 1, which is red. Candle number 2 is also red. And then we have candle number 3 down here, which is red. So that's 3 candles of the same color. And it's either going in one direction, up or down. So let me give you another example. Here's another screenshot. So we have 3 green candles, right? But you can see it's, it's kind of like on a pump. And that's what you want. You don't want any consolidation or sideways price action. You want to see the price going up or down. But it's important before these 3 candles, you have an opposite color, which is going to be, whatever that opposite color is. So if you have 3 red candles, well, just make sure that the candle before that is green. If you have 3 green candles looking like this, make sure the candle before those 3 green candles is red. So it's just the complete opposite. And then what you're going to do after the 3rd candle closes. So if you have 3 candles of the same color, after the 3rd one closes, you will enter a trade. Now, depending on the color of the candle, so if it's 3 green candles, and as soon as the 3rd green candle closes, you will enter a sell. If this is an instance where you have 3 red candles like this, as soon as the 3rd red candle closes, you will enter a buy. So it's basically the same thing, just, taking the opposite action. And that's really all it is, guys. And welcome back. Mark here. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Great to see you again. And I was out of the studio for a little while, but now I'm back. I went through some surgical procedures and had a tooth pulled. Went through an extraction. It took me a little while to heal from that, and I'm still healing, but I'm back. I'm feeling great, and it's great to join you guys again. So let's go ahead and jump in here, and let's look for some trades. And so this is happening all the time. We can see this right on the charts. Now, why would we really do this? Well, when you're trading with the 3-bar strike, typically after about three candles of the same color, where if it's a pump or a dump, typically the price will turn around after the 3rd candle. And so that's what's so great about this. And you can also take trades after the 4th candle as well. So maybe you're a little bit late and you come to the charts and you see 4 green candles, right? Instead of 3, you could possibly enter a trade after the close of the 4th candle. You can do that. Totally up to you. It kind of goes against the 3-bar strike rule, but after you become more comfortable with this, you can start to mix it up. And, like they say, you can't break the rules unless you know what the rules are, right? Well, same rule applies here. So let's go ahead and jump in here and start trading. Going to trade as long as I can today. And so we're going to be trading in pocket option, of course. That's what we always do on this channel. But we also combine that with money management, which is also really important because we don't want to guess at the trades that we put into the market. And what if we have a situation where we have a lot of drawdown? What if we have multiple consecutive losses in a row? How do we get out of that? How do we recoup our losses, make up for those, and so we can still stay profitable with all of our trading sessions? Well, we do that with money management. And the tool that I use and the tool that I provide is the Wealth Warriors Trade Manager. Now, this is something that's available to all of the VIP members that are a part of our private group. I will share with you a little bit more information on how to obtain this if you want to get a hold of it later. But what this does, there is a very sophisticated algorithm behind it that allows you to win even if you have some losses, which is really, really cool. And it's very difficult to, do all the mathematical equations and do all the calculator stuff when you're trading and doing all that yourself manually, when you can just let this spreadsheet do all of that math for you. It really saves you a ton of time, and it also takes out the guesswork with your trading, and it also prevents you from overtrading, which is really, really nice. So what this does is it gives you the exact trade amounts that you need, and it will also tell you how to recover from a losing streak, which for me, that's really big because we all have them. We have winning streaks, but we can also have those losing streaks as well. So very, very good stuff. And so what we're going to do here first, before we start trading, is to make sure that the balance that we have inside a Pocket Option right now. And by the way, guys, I'm using real money. Okay, this is not the demo account. Some of you guys have said that I'm using the demo account. I wish. I have 55,000 in the demo account. Cool. But guys, this is actually real money, money that I have compounded over time, trading using the strategies that I'm sharing with you on this YouTube channel. So I'm using this. I'm trading almost every day, whenever I can. And I'm constantly compounding this. And so we have $3,170. And so I just want to make sure that the balance that I have inside a Pocket Option is also entered into the Trade Manager. So 3170.28, and almost got it, 3170.28. There we go. And it was just off by a penny or for whatever reason. And I'll also make sure to reset everything and clear everything out so we can begin several new trading sessions. So one session will be completed after I reach the winning amount, which is going to be right here. By the way, guys, this is completely customizable. If you want to come in here and tweak the settings, you can. So instead of winning 1 out of 10 trades, if you want to increase the risk and possibly make more money after each session, you can do that. You can bring this down to 2 or 3. I'll put it on 2, and you can see that that will increase your profits. And now I just need to win 2 out of 10 trades to complete this trading session. But for YouTube and these videos, I like to keep it ultra conservative. So what I'll do is just change this down to 1. And you can see that it gives me the first trade amount. It tells me exactly what it is. I don't have to guess. So it's going to be $2.20. Now that might not seem like a lot, guys, but this compounds over time. So let's just say over here on the daily goals, if you have a goal to make 2% per day, and whatever that percentage is, if I put in here 2, well, I only need to complete 31 sessions per day. So you can see the sessions will go by fairly quick, but you can also modify the daily goals here, and you can put in an income goal. So let's say you want to make $30 a day. You can just change the daily goal format to dollar, and it will tell you that you only need to complete 15 sessions to make around $30 a day. Now, this is for me because this all depends on the amount of initial capital that you have entered into the Trade Manager. This might be different for you. So if you have a lesser amount than I do, then you may just have to complete more trading sessions in order to reach that daily goal of whatever that is. I don't know whatever that is. It's different for everybody. So for me, it's somewhere around $20 or $30 a day, and I'm pretty happy with that. It even tells me what my capital final will be after everything is said and done. So let's go ahead and start trading here. So 220, I will take this over here and enter that in. Great. So $2.20, and I will also make sure I have the trade amount limit turned on. And what we're going to look for is 3 candles, or we can also wait for 3 candles of the same color. We can do that as well. We can see this actually happening right now. But do I want to take a trade on this upward trend? I don't know about that. There's a good chance that this could continue up, but it also kind of might be a good example to show you what would happen if we do have a loss, because I know that's something that's on a lot of people's minds, a lot of traders' minds. You know, they're concerned about having losses and stuff like that. So I also want to cover that as well. But you can see that as soon as I entered that, it started to go against me. Now, one thing you can do is you can mark this as a loss beforehand and enter in the next trade, which would be 459. And then what you can do is enter a trade immediately after that fourth colored candle closes. So we have 1, 2, 3 green candles. We had a fourth one, which ended up being a loss. Okay. And then I entered another one after that fourth candle. So we entered after the third candle closed. We also entered after the fourth candle closed. Okay. Now, if I have 2 losses in a row, I will stop. I will not continue to trade. And there you go. So we had 2 losses in a row. So what do? We come over here and we're also going to mark this second trade with an L. Okay. Now, do we enter this amount on the next trade on the same chart? No. After 2 losses, we're just going to change the chart. Okay. So this was not really an ideal setup, guys. It was just there to show you what would happen if you do have those losses. But trying to go against the trend here, this is a pretty strong trend on the way up. So really, really look out for that and keep that in mind. But we can also just, we've got plenty of currency pairs to choose from here, so we don't have to stay on that chart. We'll just move this around, and you can just easily go through here. Oh, there you go. There's one right there. But now we need to continue trading with the trade amounts that the trade manager gives us. This is the only way that we can stay in profit. So on slot number 3 over here, for this next trade, it says we must use 958. So let's come back over here to Pocket Option and put in here 958. There we go. And it's a little bit late to enter on that. But we've already got that trade amount entered into Pocket Option. So we're ready to take another trade. But we can just simply browse and look for another setup. So typically I will stay away from charts that have a lot of wicks like this, or sideways price action. One of the best things to do is look for something that's in the middle of a breakout. This was a pretty good, looks like it was going sideways a little bit, but look at this, you've got those 3 green candles, 1, 2, 3, and then maybe around here could have been a good spot, looking for a reversal there. There's not a lot of technical analysis or indicators that we need to use. You just have to look at the chart and see where everything's going. And so, but yesterday we had another video. I was sharing with you how to do the Fast 5 strategy. Now, the Fast 5 strategy, I would say, is probably my most favorite strategy out of all. But I like to switch it up a little bit. Some of you guys like it when I keep making videos about the Fast 5. I appreciate it. But some of you guys are looking for something a little bit different, a new tutorial or a new strategy to follow. I'm going to already mark this with an L. The next trade amount is 20. So I will go ahead and just enter 20. And I've got 4 more seconds to go. I will enter another trade. There it is. Okay. So that's 2 trades, right? If I lose twice in a row, I will change the chart and look for another setup. Okay. So it's good we have some losses here so I can show you guys what to do. And so we're just going to go ahead and wait this out. But typically things will turn around after the 3rd or 4th colored candle. That's how the strategy works. So it might be a little bit close here. Let's see what happens. So, all right. So that was another loss. What we're going to do is come over here, mark this with an L. Guys, don't worry. Okay. And don't panic. This happens all the time. It's very normal. So the next trade amount is going to be 41.74. So I'll come over here, enter in 41.74. 74. There it is. And let's just switch to chart. So we'll find something else here that kind of stands out to us that looks interesting, but it's already played out. And as long as we follow the rules, we'll be okay. But guys, trading is very, very risky. Any kind of trading, especially binary options, and there's no guarantees whatsoever. And I would say most people in trading lose money, okay? I just want to put that out there, guys. This is a very risky kind of world. And, oh, this looks a little interesting kind of going down here. Let's see if this plays out. And it looks like that third candle is going to be green. So I'll probably stay out. If that continues to be green, it looks like it's going to hold green, but it could flip around. Let's see what happens. Yeah, looks like that's going to be green, so that does not go with our rules. So we can just change the chart, and preferably just keep an eye on the payouts. I'm only trading pairs that have the 92% payout, which is the most that Pocket Option is paying out at the moment, so that's fine. And yeah, it's going okay. We got a little bit of a little losing streak going on, but that's okay, guys. We're just gonna chill and just follow the strategy. And we like to keep everything transparent on this channel, and I like to show you guys all the trades that I take and not trying to hide anything here. So if I have losses, you guys see that. If I have wins, you also see that as well. Let's take a look at this. So, not really great. I would like to see a little bit more of a breakout. Okay, here we go. So we got 3 more seconds, kind of overall down. This is a bit risky, but I will go ahead and enter. But very risky. And why is it risky? Well, because it's just the whole thing is just dumping down, and I'm trading against the trend here. So let's go ahead and mark this with an L, and I'll take this 87.10. So let's go ahead and enter this in. There it is. And I don't know, we'll see what happens here. So we've got 5 more seconds to go. I get another chance to enter. And there it is. So, says I don't have enough, but I do. I'll go ahead and enter a buy. There we go. Now, the reason I couldn't enter is because I had my protective mechanism turned on, which is the trade amount limit. So this is something that I can manually set, and it will help me to protect myself in case I accidentally enter in a number that is too big or is too high. And sometimes that happens if you need to enter in $2, but you accidentally enter in $200. Well, if you set a limit here, it will prevent you from doing that. Now, we did win that, so what do we do? So this is interesting. I don't like losing streaks, and I try to work around them. But in a way, I'm kind of glad this happened, so you guys can see the power of the trade manager and how these numbers work. Okay, so we've won trade slot number 6. Okay. Now remember, we only need to win 1 out of 10 trades, so I'll mark this with a W, and as soon as I do that, this trading session has ended. Okay, so that was really, really fast. Let's come over here and click on New Session, and we should have more money than we started with, and sure enough, we do. So we started with 170, and now we have 3172. Okay, so it's just a little bit more than break even, which is nice, considering that we had 5 losses in a row. So you guys catching on to see how this works. Really, really cool stuff. I use this all the time. Actually, this is the only thing and the only money management that I use when I trade inside a Pocket Option. Let's go ahead and continue the trade. Everything's going great. So the first trade amount is 220. So we need to update this with 220. And then I will continue and look for more trades, guys, and I'll do that. I won't go into explaining all the details for every single move that I do, because of some of you, you are returning visitors of my YouTube channel, and I'll give you kind of an update on what's going on with me and the channel. So if you missed yesterday's video, well, I posted a video. It was 2 weeks, since I posted a video, so it was a really long time. But what was the reason for that? The reason is because I got a warning and a strike on my YouTube channel on the same day. So when you get a strike on YouTube, it basically puts you into a little probation period, which means that you have to wait 7 days before you can post a video again. And this just happens, and it's very common when you're making videos, financial videos in the financial sector. You have to be really careful about the things that you say, okay? And this also includes, oh, here we go. Nice. So, a little late on that, but let's go ahead and mark this with an L, 459. Yeah, so now I got the warning and the strike on the same day I had dental surgery. So I had one of my back teeth, or my back tooth was pulled. It was actually a root canal. It was getting infected, and I put it off. And so I had an extraction, guys, and it just put me out. The healing process was so strong, and it really got to me. I was having so much fatigue, and I was tired. So I didn't make a video for like about a couple weeks, and I announced it inside of the group and everything. And I'm still recovering, guys. It still hurts once in a while, but that's okay. I'm glad I got it done. I'm glad I got it out of the way. And hopefully I don't have to have anything like that happen for a very long time, or if ever again. So not something very pleasant to go through, but just got to do what you got to do. And I know it was all for the better for the long term. 959. Just years of, in my younger years, not really caring about my teeth and just kind of eating whatever and eating a bunch of junk. And, it all catches up to you after a while. You really have to. Now, these days, I'm like, doing everything, with the flossing, the water pick, and all that stuff. But anyway, don't want to go too deep into that. I know, because this is like a trading channel. But yes, when it comes to posting videos in the financial market on YouTube, you really got to be careful about the words you use and things, because if you don't use the right words in the right order, it can flag, or you can get your video flagged by YouTube. It's nothing personal. It's not YouTube doing this manually. There's different automated systems in place that do this. So, but enough about that. Let's go ahead and continue to trade. Let's do this. And so, look at that. That's totally going sideways there with a bunch of long wicks. So yeah, I will stay out of this mess here. I don't really like the way that looks. So do I go by how the charts look? Absolutely. It's the longer you do this, and the longer you stick with one strategy, which is what I recommend, the more you see things, and your decisions change as well, because you've taken trades so many times with so many different scenarios that you just become better and better at that strategy. And so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just flipping through, right? We're going through each. Look at this, guys. Wow, look at these charts. Crazy. Now, with this 3-bar strike strategy, it does take a little bit longer to find setups. And that's because, you're looking for that 3-colored candle pattern, right? And it's not as common. It doesn't show up on every chart. So compared to the Fast 5 strategy, which is from the video that we did yesterday, you could almost take a trade on every single candlestick, but that's not the case here. So yeah, Look at that, nice string of candles. And as long as these pairs are paying out at 92%, I'm happy. You can see I'm getting really close. Now it's starting to drop. Look at that, 91, 90, 89. So then I'll go to the top of the menu and I'll start to select more assets or different assets. Look at this. Okay, so not crazy about the chart, but it looks like, you know, we could see something here, but not great, guys. And I'm going to keep this recording because I want you guys to see my thought process on how, you know, if, you know, when I'm really trading, you know, what I would do, what I'm thinking. And sometimes you just got to take a break and come back later because it's just, you know, you keep going through the charts and you really can't find anything. This looks pretty good. If you would have maybe taken a trade on the 4th green candle after that one closed, look at that. That would have been a good one right there. So, and this happens, and this is why I'm going through these charts pretty fast so we could find something. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, red. And we can take a trade after this red one closes right here. Let's go ahead and do that. So we have about 7 more seconds to go. Nice little pullback. Yeah. Nah, I'm going to wait on that one. Let's go ahead and... it might have worked out. It maybe, you know, it might have worked out. But that pullback there, which actually could work in my favor, it's showing some weakness. But just want to get something a little bit better for you guys. We may pause the video. I'll be right back. And after I find a setup. Okay, so here we go. A little late on that, but I would like to have got into that a little bit earlier. We've got 1, 2, 3. I would say, you know, the candles could be a little bit better, but I went ahead and just entered anyway. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. We have about 10 more seconds to go. So far, so good. Until it reaches that last 5 seconds. Yeah, we just don't know if we're in the clear, but it looks like that is a winner. So let's go back over here. And that was a trade amount of 959. So I will enter in here a W and mark that as a winner. And let's go back to pocket options. So even though we had 2 losses, my balance still keeps growing. Look at that. So now we're at 3174. Okay, do you see how this works, guys? So we've had a lot of losses so far at the beginning of this video. We had a losing streak, and we're still in profit, which is just amazing. So that's just the power behind the Trade Manager. If you guys want to get a hold of the Trade Manager, you don't have to use it. You guys are free to do, you know, if you want to use Martingale, some guys use Martingale. Some traders use no money management at all. And whatever they feel, some traders only trade with only 1 or 2% of their account for every trade. You can do that as long as you have some money management in place, because, you know, it really helps you get out of those really hard times. 220. Hope you all are doing well and you're staying healthy, taking care of yourselves, getting out, getting some sunshine. That's what it's all about. Staying healthy, eating right. And I know, especially at my age, I'm getting up there and, you know, it's like all hands on deck, right? Really have to, although I've been doing pretty good for several years, but really fine-tuning things this last couple years. And really trying to be in the best shape possible. Of course, when you get dental surgery, it's really hard. You're actually not allowed to do any strenuous exercises and stuff, unfortunately. So I am a little bummed out that I can't really do a lot of exercises and lift weights right now. So I was actually doing some calisthenics, and but that's not something that you want to do when you're healing from surgery. So you kind of have to take a break and take a step back. But so far, so good. Let's mark this with an L, 460. Now it's not a loss yet, but it looks like it's going to be. So, there you go. So just closed with an L, and then I entered again. Okay, after that goes away, there we go. So you can see that. Now, if this one's an L, okay, if this is also a loss, then I will stop. I will look for a different chart or find something else to trade with. We just really don't know the outcome. I mean, we only have probabilities, or if you want to say like the law of averages and stuff like that, we really don't know what it's going to do. We don't have any control. It's either going to go up or down. And I really want to stress that to you guys, because I think we're all trying to control things with indicators and stuff. There's just really no control. There's only maybe a higher probability of the price or market doing something. And that's that gives us that extra edge, I guess you could say. And that's really all we have. So, but that was a win. And so that session is completed. There we go. We've got another one. So we've got 3 total sessions completed so far. So we got a little ways to go before we reach our goal target of $30. I don't know if I'm going to do all the sessions on this video, but just want to show you guys how this works and how I trade. It's a good strategy. I wouldn't say it's my most favorite strategy of all, but I'm trying to mix it up a little bit and show you guys something different. As some of you are already familiar with the 3-bar strike, especially if you are a part of the group. Look at that. Not going to enter. I'm not ready. 220. Let's go ahead and enter that in. So let's do some more trades here. Now we can take a trade on this 4th one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Can't break the rules unless we know what those rules are. So that would be like taking something like this. Same thing in the opposite direction. If you've got 4 green candles, you can take a sell at the close of that 4th green candle. Looks like we're getting a little rejection there at the bottom, which is good. And I will mark this with an L, even though it's not a loss yet. 460. And we got about 2 more seconds, but it looks like, there we go. So I will enter again. Looks like it's hitting a little bit of resistance here down at the very bottom of this area, maybe because it's touched or has been to that price before in the past. Maybe look over here on the left. It's been there before, and typically when it is, you may see a little resistance there, or support, like support and resistance, or it could be like a zone. Let me go ahead and zoom in here for you guys. Woo, that was really close, but good thing it looks like it was slowing down, so looks like it is on a reverse, so that worked out in our favor. Mark this with a W, click on New Session. The Trade Manager has automation tools. We've implemented We've implemented many scripts into this spreadsheet. Google Doc, or not Google Docs, but Google Sheets is required for the apps and the scripts to run. So if you want to use something like this or run something like this, you have to allow those scripts to run. And when you do, it's really, really cool because you've got all these customizable automation switches that you can turn on and off. If you do not want the pocket option balance to be copied into the initial capital, you can turn that off. You can also have the sessions counted for you automatically, or you can just turn that off completely. I have that on. So, but that was, we wanted to allow the ability for you to fully customize this as much as possible. Same with the total trades and win trades. You guys can trade up to 20 trading slots if you want to, if you have the capital to do that. We have some traders inside of the group. They're a little bit more, I guess you could say, higher rollers. They do utilize more trading slots with their sessions. So now let's go ahead and keep trading, guys. Let's go ahead and do this. And I'm still waking up here, guys. It's still early in the morning. I did have a little coffee, but let's go ahead and continue. So you can see that the trade amounts have increased a little bit, and they will do this over time as you compound your account. So the trade amount, the next, it's going to be 221. Let's go ahead and enter that in, and let's take some more trades. All right, nice to see that balance grow. Look at that, guys. 3,178 we started, so we've already made $8. Nice. And we've done it in a very conservative way. And I think that's really important. You don't want to come in here and start, with $1,000 and start putting $100 trades. Wow, you're going to go through your capital so fast. And if you have a losing streak, you are done. In one day, you could just blow your account. And, we definitely don't want that to happen. So let's look for another setup. And let's just keep going here. So, all right, here we go. Let's go ahead and take this one. Boom. Ooh, almost a little bit late on that, but let's already mark this with an L, even though it's not an L. 460. Let's go ahead and put that in. There we go. So 1, 2, 3 green candles entered as soon as that third green candle closed. And now we're getting a little bit of a reversal there. Look at that. So that's cool. So we got 2 more seconds to go. Boom. There it is, guys. So yeah, so that was a win on the second trade slot right there. Session has ended. And yes, we are doing very, very well. How are we doing on time here? If you guys, I would try it out, but practice this on demo. And if you guys want to get a hold of the trade manager, you can jump over to the Wealth Warriors Alliance. I will leave a link down below in the description of this video. This is kind of like a mastermind. There's several parts with this. There's a membership website that provides all the trading tools that I have to offer. But I also go into great depth and provide tutorials and videos that show you exactly how these tools work. So you don't have to reach out to me. You don't have to make comments on my YouTube channel on how to do something. All of this is explained inside of the private group. But not only that, we have several other videos about profitable strategies that are inside several hours of videos. But you also get access to a private group with over 1,800 members now. It's a positive environment. We have ongoing member support, and we can also answer most questions about Pocket Option. We know Pocket Option very well. And so if you guys have any questions, we can usually get back to you. If it's not one of the staff, usually the members will also reply to you. So, but we're all out there to look out for each other. And if you guys want to see the results that their members are getting with the trade manager, and inside of the group, you can go over there and you can just browse through the different screenshots and the withdrawals that our members are doing on a regular basis. And quite a few screenshots here. And of course, you guys can trade anywhere in the world and trade on your own terms. Absolutely. So that's the website. I'll also post it in a link below inside of the comments. But guys, try this out. It's a really interesting strategy, and it's something that just goes, it goes based on probability. You can see this already happening right now. So you've got 1, 2, 3 green candles taking an entry on the close of that third green candle. You can see we get a little bit of a reversal there. We had some potential there to grab a profit right when that closed. You can see it started to turn around, but that's just what it does. So try it out. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I wish you all the best of success. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day. Take care.